Stories are powerful. They connect with our intellect and can move the depths of our soul. They influence the way we think and how we see the world. Stories move us to make change, to help those in need, and to stand against injustice. Stories can shape the culture of a city. This story speaks of us. For over 5 years, I Am Second has inspired the Evansville community with personal stories that encourage life change, and now we are broadening our focus. I Am Second is uniquely positioned to fuel restoration by sharing stories of how the Evansville community is being transformed through creativity, business, entrepreneurship, government, and most of all, the gospel. When a city is transformed by the message of Jesus, the impact is eternal.
In the same way that I Am Second stories have impacted so many individuals, we're now seeing tremendous opportunity to become a voice that will impact culture and communities as well. People don't just need hope for themselves, they need hope for their neighborhoods and their cities. They need to know that racial tensions and poverty and all kinds of other cultural brokenness can be met with the same restoration that we highlight in these white chair films. Evansville is an excellent example of this kind of community-wide restoration. I have visited Evansville many times over the years, and I've seen firsthand how this community's self-esteem has taken a turn for the better. There are groups of people all throughout the city who have hope now for their community. And I can't help but think that it's because they believe a different story. They don't just see the brokenness, they see where the community is being restored, and they believe that they can be a part of that restoration.
You know, beyond the surveys that we do as Wellborn Baptist Foundation, there are a number of surveys that people do about our community, about our health, about our economic vitality, those kinds of things. And for a number of years, the story wasn't good. There were a number of headlines, Evansville's most miserable city in America, things like that. And frankly, that was a little off-putting, to hear that. So I think, again, one of the side benefits of doing a profile of the spiritual health of our community is to remind ourselves there's a tremendous resource that is out here in terms of people who claim to be Christians, who want to follow Jesus Christ, who want to reflect Him in all that they do, and that if we can mobilize that interest, if we can mobilize those people who claim the name of Christ to be about changing their community together in a good way, in a way that benefits all people, not just those who claim the name of Christ, but all of the people who have been created in the image of God. That's what we hope to see when we conduct the research again 5 years from now, to see the progress that we've made and to be able to celebrate those successes and be anything but the most miserable city in the country.
So I think it's really important not only how we think about the city, but how we respond to the city as well. I remember that famous story of World War II where a city was bombed endlessly by both the Allies and the Axis powers, and a famous statue of Jesus was damaged severely. The arms were broken off of Jesus reaching out to His people. And immediately after the war, the people said, I want to restore that statue. But the more they thought about it, the more they realized that they didn't need to. Maybe the statue was more powerful without hands, without feet. Why? Because we are the hands and feet of Jesus. We need to not only be transformed in our minds, but we need to be transformed in our bodies as well. We need to not only be transformed in our heads, but also in our hands. We are the hands and feet of Jesus. He has entrusted that task of healing of brokenness. He has entrusted that task of restoration of His city to us. And so we have a mandate before us to bring about the shalom of the city. And it's only going to happen when we think differently, when we act differently, when we begin to love this city as Jesus loves it.